I'll put this thing's on. Um, okay, I'm here. I am. I'm alive. I'm grateful to be here. I don't know why I wanted to make this video, but I just needed to talk into something. You know, looking a mess. Um, but yeah, I've just been going through this season in life where I've been dealing with so much rejection, and I just got off the phone with a friend, and in that conversation, I just pretty much just crashed out because it's been about just 3 years of constant no's, 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 and I'm smiling now. That conversation with my friend really was helpful, but I was crying earlier, because I've just been looking back on all of the different directions my life has taken and how now that I'm 30, I've just kind of hit a wall where I'm starting to kind of start over from ground zero and just really kind of think about, how am I building a life as a creative person? Um, and this all started from earlier this week when I got a rejection from a job that I was really looking forward to having. Um, I don't know if anyone has gone through the tenure track hiring process, but to get a job as an assistant professor that is tenured, it takes so much time and energy. And this is my third time going through this process in the past 2 or 3 years. And so this was the third time. And I went through 3 interviews. I went through 3 interviews. I had the Zoom interview, and then I had the in-person interview where I had to have a panel interview me, and then I also had to give a teaching demonstration. And then I had a final interview with the dean. And then they told me no. He told me no. So after doing all that work, they said no. Um, and I'm not gonna ask what the reason was, it's just a no. Um, and for the past week, I've just, been thinking about all the reasons why they decided to say no. Maybe my experience wasn't enough, maybe my research wasn't worthy enough. Maybe it was me, just the way I present myself. I didn't go in the interview looking like this, I had a haircut, but right now, I look disheveled, and I guess I'm just not a great person who can pretend. Like I'm not a great pretender. I don't know how to pretend. I don't know how to fake the funk. Um, and so I was talking about all this with my friend and just really kind of sitting with this this feeling of, not really knowing what's next. I'm working as an adjunct right now, and I'm not necessarily happy with that situation. But after getting the snow, I'm just like, all right, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? What's the next step? And I think it's hard when you're 30 and you're seeing everyone basically going into the next step of life. All my friends are getting married, everyone's starting a family. I have friends who are starting successful businesses, and here I am, just kind of waiting. Um, and as I'm waiting, I'm of course applying for things and going after certain things, but I'm in this very like this weird position in life where there ain't a lot going on over here, but no's. People are saying a lot of no's, and I'm trying to just not get discouraged and tell myself, yes, yes, you can still continue moving forward. You can continue going down a different path, but it's getting really hard. It's getting really hard. Um, and I'm trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel because when you're going through so much when you're experiencing so much resistance, you do want to know that at the end of all this suffering, all of this pain and hardship, it means something. And I don't really know like what the meaning of all this is. Um, and I've been having to sit with that. I've been really having to kind of process that. Um, but yeah, these were just some thoughts I'm putting out into the world. Maybe you relate, maybe you don't. But I'm wishing you guys love and peace. Bye.